Ben Jonson Biography Introduction to Comedy of Humor Salient Features of Ben Jonson's Plays. Hello and welcome to the discourse. Let us begin with the most successful, famous, and influential writer of the Jacobean and Caroline age of English literature. Ben Jonson was born in 1572 and he died in 1637. Jonson's father was a rich and influential businessman during the reign of Henry VIII. However, he was arrested and imprisoned with all his property forfeited during the reign of Bloody Mary, and while he was released, he died after some time, just a month before Ben Jonson's birth. As all the property and wealth of his father was forfeited, his mother remarried. The stepfather of Ben Jonson was a bricklayer with not enough sources. Yet, some relative of Ben Jonson paid for the fees of his admission in the School of Westminster, where he came in contact with historian William Camden, who became his lifelong teacher. William Camden introduced Ben Jonson to the classic history and works of important Greek and Roman playwrights and poets. After completing his school, Jonson got admission in the University of Cambridge, but he lacked resources to support his education. Soon he had to take the job as a bricklayer under the apprenticeship of his stepfather. While he was working as a bricklayer, he volunteered as a soldier to help the English soldiers in war against Netherlands in Flanders. During the war, he engaged in a single combat duel against an enemy soldier and won that combat while killing the enemy soldier. As a mark of his victory, he took the weapons of that killed soldier and returned back with honor. On returning to England, he got praise and accolades, and soon he got rid of the job as a bricklayer, which he never liked. Yet, he didn't pursue further education at Cambridge, but chose to work as an actor. He began as an actor during the Elizabethan era and worked as an actor for the Actors' Company Admiral's Men. He also performed for the Elizabethan theatre The Rose. He got the role of the protagonist of Thomas Kit's The Spanish Tragedy and played the part of Hieronymo. However, he was not a prolific actor, and these acting companies and theatres valued him more as an author and dramatist. In 1598, Francis Mears mentioned Ben Jonson among the best for tragedies. However, none of Ben Jonson's early plays survived. The only two tragedies by Ben Jonson's that still survive are Sejanus, His Fall, which was published in 1603, and Catiline, His Conspiracy, which was published in 1611. In 1597, Ben Jonson co-wrote the play The Isle of Dogs with Thomas Nash. Thomas Nash and Ben Jonson both wrote Isle of Dogs. This play was suppressed and arrest warrants were issued against Nash and Jonson for creating this play. So Ben Jonson was an established dramatist of the Elizabethan era with a reputation, and it was a great deal because he had to compete with some of the best dramatists of all times, which included William Shakespeare. However, soon Jonson parted ways with tragedies and developed a niche in the new genre of dramas, which was humor. George Chapman began the genre of humorous plays, and Jonson excelled in it. Philip Henslowe recognized Jonson's ability as a playwright, and he appointed him as a playwright for The Rose. In 1598, Ben Jonson wrote his first major known success, Every Man in His Humour. William Shakespeare supported this play and convinced the Lord Chamberlain's Company to produce and perform it. Shakespeare himself played a role in this drama. In the same year, Jonson messed up with his temperament and got engaged in a duel with a co-actor named Gabriel Spencer. During the duel, he again came out victorious, but during the fight, he killed Gabriel Spencer. As a result, he was jailed. It was the time when Queen Elizabeth's health was deteriorating and people were worried about the succession of crown of England. Jonson believed that somehow the next ruler may favor Roman Catholics. So he converted in the jail to avoid death penalty and became a Catholic. Anyhow, he was pardoned and freed, though a permanent craving was marked on his right thumb to suggest that he was guilty of murder. Humorism and humorous comedy or comedy of humors. The genre of humorous plays had a basis of ancient science. According to ancient medical practices, it was believed that the human body contains four major types of fluid, and these fluids decide the mood, behavior, and health of a person. These four fluids are blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. For a healthy person, proper balance of these four fluids was considered necessary. Any imbalance by means of excess or shortage of any of these fluids was considered to give rise to certain mood and nature of the person. The blood denotes a sanguine nature characterized by enthusiastic, active, social, confident, and positive outlook. Black bile denotes melancholy, depression, and sadness. Yellow bile represents anger, and excess of yellow bile represents aggressive nature. Phlegm represents calmness and composure. Humorous phlegm is different from the medical phlegm or mucus. The word phlegmatic comes from humorous phlegm, which means calmness. Ben Jonson in the Jacobean age. Unlike Queen Elizabeth, King James was not an outgoing person and he used to remain away from common men. Hence, to gain royal support and patronage, many poets and playwrights adapted to the new situations and started offering private performances to praise and welcome the new king. Ben Jonson also adapted to this new means, and soon he began producing masks to entertain the king and other aristocrats in small gatherings in private. He produced many masks for King James and his wife Queen Anne of Denmark. Some of the very impressive masks were the Satyr, which was performed in 1603, and the Mask of Blackness, which was performed in 1605. He got a huge success as a mask producer and gained royal patronage from both King James and Queen Anne. In addition, he also got close support from Elizabeth Sidney, daughter of Sir Philip Sidney, and Lady Mary Worth, who herself was a distinguished poetess. During the same time, Jonson wrote to Penshurst, which proved to be the most famous lyrical country house poem. Penshurst was the country house of Philip Sidney. A country house poem is one in which the poet describes the country house of his patron in beautiful words. He continued to create many masks which were often well funded as they meant to entertain the royal audience. During the same time, he had to collaborate with Inigo Jones in 1605, who established himself as a successful set designer and fashion designer for the mask performers. Inigo Jones was an English architect who engaged in designing sets for the masks in the Jacobean court in 1605. In 1611, Inigo Jones designed the scenery for Jonson's masque Oberon, the Fairy Prince, in which the eldest son of King James, Prince Henry, performed the title role. Jonson continued to produce dramas along with his famous masques. During the Elizabethan era, Jonson got involved in the war of theatre against Thomas Dekker and John Marston, and created dramas like Cynthia's Ravel and Poet Esther. However, soon things got better and Jonson collaborated with John Marston and George Chappell to write for the drama Eastward Ho! We will discuss about the war of theatre in detail in our next video. Jonson continued to produce city comedies like Eastward Ho!, Volpone, which was performed in 1606, The Silent Woman, performed in 1609, The Alchemist, performed in 1610, The Bartholomew Fair, which was performed in 1614, and The Devil is an Ass. He also produced some romantic comedies like those of Shakespeare, and these included The Magnetic Lady and The Sad Shepherd. Jonson not only gained success as a playwright of masques and dramas, but he established himself as a successful poet too, and he is known as the first poet laureate of England. Unlike John Donne, his theme of poetry used to be joyfulness of life, and hence he may be compared with the Cavalier poets instead of metaphysical poets of Jacobean and Caroline age. Ben Jonson in Caroline age of English literature. In 1623, Jonson lost most of his collection of books in a fire that engulfed his library. He suffered major losses. In 1625, King James I died and Jonson lost his importance in the court of England. Though the new King Charles I recognized his efforts and appointed him as the city chronologer in 1628. However, Jonson lost his health and suffered strokes and became bedridden. He continued to work and wrote 4 plays during the Caroline era, but none of them gained enough success. His pension was raised in the year 1634 as his health was continuously deteriorating. He died in the year 1637 and that time he was writing 2 plays which remained unfinished. Salient features of Ben Jonson's works. Ben Jonson wrote humorous plays and masques that stressed on the 4 humors or moods distinguished by Greek and Romans. Out of the 4 humors, sanguine, choleric, melancholic, and phlegmatic, the most common and popular humor of dramas and masques during the Jacobean age was melancholic. Ben Jonson worked enthusiastically for the masques, which were quasi-dramatic means of entertainment for the royal audience. Ben Jonson was introduced to the classical literature by his friend and teacher William Camden, and he loved classical themes. He used Greek and Roman playwrights for his plots rather than his English contemporary playwrights. The plays of Ben Jonson always followed the dramatic unity, as he was too influenced by Greek models and followed the dramatic unity of time, place, and action. The other writers during the same time, including William Shakespeare, often ignored the importance of dramatic unity many times. Another important feature of Jonson's plays is that he was very much interested in creating farcical characters. He created characters defined by really exaggerated traits and that created humor. So this is it for today. We will begin to elaborate more on unique works of Ben Jonson, and in the upcoming video, we will also discuss about the War of Theatres. Please stay connected with the discourse. Thanks and regards.